Hey, this is Jason with 4W Knives. Thought I'd do another video. A while back I did a canister Damascus of some old just slivers and extra pieces of Damascus projects that I'd done. I had this left over. I did a stock removal on half of it, so I thought I would do a full forging on the other half. In addition to just wanting to forge something by hand that I hadn't done a lot of, I had not done a Puukko, so I think that's how you say it. So I'm going to do a Puukko style knife, something similar to that. I just drew that up. I am not an artist, but I kind of drew it up just to see. So all I'm going to do is just show you guys the steps that I took to do this into hopefully a Puukko style knife. Hopefully I don't embarrass myself too much. Hope you enjoy. Okay, now I know technically I said I was going to hand forge it. My hands are going to be doing it, but I am going to be using this small tabletop power hammer that I bought off of a guy named David down in Apache, Oklahoma. If you've watched any of my videos, I've also done one on a roller mill that he made. I'm going to use this to make out the tang. It's going to be able to keep it a lot squarer than what I would be able to with the hammer. And I may use it to thin the material out a little bit. So just to let you know, I know I'm kind of cheating, but Here it is after initial forging. It's a little off on the handle back here. I'm not sure what I was doing, but it just wouldn't evenly hammer it down. So what I'll do is take it to the grinder, clean up the profile a little bit, take some of this off, and I'll go ahead and get the file guide onto this part to square it up. And once I get that, I'll show that to you, and then we'll go from there. Okay, here I am with the Puukko. I've ground it, done a little surface grinding. I wanted to leave a little bit of the rough edge from the forging look. I've got the tang fit up, got the corners squared up on the file guide. So now I'm just trying to get my thoughts together on what I'm going to do for the handle. So this is what I've got. A couple of pieces of old Damascus that I had left over. I'm going to use that as my guard at the front, and then my pommel at the back. So I think that'll set it off pretty nicely. And then, so I'll go pommel, or not pommel, guard, piece of leather. Got this nice walnut, another piece of leather, and then I will go some deer antler. And at the back of it will be the pommel. I haven't done anything like this, so we'll see. It could be a disaster, could be really cool. I don't know, we'll see. All right, I've cleaned up both pieces of Damascus. That's going to be essentially my guard and my pommel on the Puukko. Went ahead and drilled a couple of holes, but I'm gonna wait until I get the knife heat treated before I do any more work on it, because I figure it's gonna change. I don't know, this is all kind of new territory. I've done a few guards and pommels and all that, but trying to be this precise, I haven't. So I'm gonna change gears and get to some of the blade work. At this point, I have my center line marked and my bevel height drawn out. So from here on, I go ahead and rough grind my bevels in. There are a lot better people out there on YouTube that can give some tutorials on how to grind bevels. That's not what this is really about. But I will kind of walk you through my process. I first establish a 45, gets it down to within about a dime thickness on the edge, and then I slowly work my bevel up to the line that I drew out. This has been the best way for me to keep it even on both sides. I'm doing 3 normalizing cycles on this Puukko. Thought I would just show that I'm actually have done it. And I'll follow it up with a heat treat. I'll get it up to critical temps, dip it in the oil for the quench, and then I'll put it on 2 400-degree cycles for 2 hours to temper it down. Here it is coming out of the finish grinding. So it's been heat treated, finish grind all the way up to, I think I did a Trizac 800 grit was the finest that I've done. So I'll take it in and put my maker's mark on it. Come back out, do some hand sanding, and then I will show you the etch right afterwards. And then from there, it's just going to be me piecing the handle together and getting it all fit up. All right, we got it out of the etch. I left it in for 18 minutes, and I really like it. I am really liking how it came out. Go ahead and roll it. Let's see the other side. It's going to have some similar things. I'm going to go ahead and etch it for about another 15 minutes to get a good dark etch. And then after that, it's just going to be handle. I may or may not show some of that as I go. Okay, here is the fast fit up, rough fit up, whatever you want to call it. I fit my guard pretty good. There's a little bit of play at the bottom, but it's not too bad. And I think everything else is going to match up pretty good. So my plan is going to be to start matching this part to the antler. I'll probably just tighten this down a little bit, and I'll have to go back and square up the ends just a little bit as well. Again, as I've said a couple of times, this is all new territory for me. I haven't done a whole lot of this, and especially a multi-piece handle in this situation. So we'll see. I haven't been showing any of this part because honestly, it's me looking at it, messing with it, changing some things, trying some things, and I don't know that anybody would learn much from it. So anyways, here we go. I wanted to show a little bit of an update. I have the guard soaking in the acid right now to get the etch. I went ahead and sanded it to a 600 grit. I've sanded or ground, whatever you want to call it, the wood to fit the shape of the antler. And I've still got the pommel. It's been threaded and everything. I have not shaped it yet at all. I'm gonna wait because I went ahead and glued these together. I've let's say rough shaped the guard that like I said, I'm soaking it in the acid now. I'm gonna glue the guard to the handle, and then later on I'll come back whenever I'm ready, after I've sanded and everything. I'll shape and fit the pommel. I don't know if all that makes sense, but I'm just trying to make sure it all lines up accurately. I've had a little bit of trouble doing that, and like I said, rookie, so I'm experimenting and trying new things. Stay tuned. And all finished. Came out, I like it. Of course, the blade I think turned out with a great design. The handle, if I was to grade myself, I would give myself a B, maybe a B plus. A lot of hand sanding. It's hard to make some things match up, but I really did end up liking how it turned out. Some things that I would have done differently. First off, I would have heat treated my pommel and what I'm calling the guard. I did not. I didn't think it needed, but after the etch, it etched not quite as dark as what the blade did. So that's the biggest thing I would change. But other than that, for my first project like this, I enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll do more. I hope you guys liked watching it and liked the product I produced.